everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. My name is Gabriella. For anybody new tuning in, I channel as well as interpret the tarot cards. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. It looks like there may be some confusion or something that you feel unsure about. Whatever that is, it seems like, I don't know if this is like information that you've been waiting for, news that you've been waiting for, something like that. Something that is going to like clarify an unclear situation for you. Can even be clarifying something that you're feeling, like helping you sort that out. This is what it looks like is going to be the topic of what's happening, the subject of what's happening. Okay, so we're starting off with the Page of Wands, a decision being made about a path, something that you're deciding on. This can be about figuring out whether or not something is right for you to pursue. I'm seeing something that you look extremely excited about. I wonder too if this is somebody coming in also. There's definitely a high intensity of passion, excitement, inspiration, things of that nature. Something that even goes from being more like chaotic or volatile to more stable. It doesn't seem like there's a loss of passion or excitement. It seems like it rather manifests into maybe something more stably contained. I'm looking at Scorpio. Maybe this is also the difference between going after something that may be more short-lived versus going after something that could be more long-term for you. I'm seeing something that you're creating here. I'm looking at Mercury sliding up under Scorpio. Is that Virgo? Yes. So we have Scorpio and Virgo here. I'm looking at, I'm hearing Taurus. I'm looking at Capricorn on the bottom of the deck. There's something that you are doing that is, I'm hearing privately owned. Could even be like a thought that's privately owned. It may be something that you're not sharing. I'm seeing you be in a space where you are very familiar, very aware with your abilities. I'm seeing like very, very strong abilities when it comes to what it is that you do, what it is that you create. And this can be a focus on what it is that you want to manifest into your life right now. Thinking about an energy that you're working with, someone that you're working with. Yeah, I'm seeing Scorpio and Virgo being, I'm hearing attached. Something looks like a no-go to me. It seems like you may recognize that by you getting involved with something, it may create like an outcome that you do not want, and it's something that would disturb like your security or your stability long term for you. This looks like, okay, so I'm looking at Capricorn and the Three of Swords. The Devil and the Three of Swords. And I'm looking at the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck, which is Taurus energy. So here's the thing, to have the Devil next to the Three of Swords, the Three of Swords is feeling, because of something that we are attached to, and maybe something that we feel like, hey, I have a weakness for this thing, or I have a really hard time controlling myself when I'm around it, around them. It can be a behavior, it can be a person, can be an environment, can be a substance, whatever this is for you. It's like, you know that this has like an addictive quality or component to it. You know that this affects your mood. You know that this affects your, I'm hearing state of thinking, and it also affects your heart space too. So I'm seeing something that you may be like even thinking about, like, hey, should we go in this direction, or is this something that would sabotage what I have going on? It seems very much like you have full awareness of this. I'm not seeing something that you don't know about. I'm seeing something that you're very, very clear on, especially because it seems like you've had a past experience that has kind of like foretold what it would be like to get involved with this again. This is what it looks like to me. However, I'm seeing it be challenging. It's a situation where you may know that something like isn't healthy for you to get involved with, but at the same time it's very, very difficult to resist. Maybe the most difficult thing for you to resist, and that's what makes this so hard. So it's not that you don't know. It's how like tempting, how addictive this thing is, and it being very difficult to like not give into that, to not cave into it. For a lot of you, this looks like it's connected with like a relationship, maybe a physical relationship with someone, and it can also be just connected with like impulsivity, but one that ends within a space of like heartbreak, you feeling hurt, things not going how you want, and feeling like really taken under by this. But I'm seeing there's an opportunity to get out of this cycle now with the Scorpio energy, with the Death card. But it seems like something about an interaction would be changing. It seems like you're even being given the key, like, hey, this, if you go unlock that door over there, you can get out of this cycle right now. I'm seeing it be a moment like that, because it seems like this has been inhibiting your stability in some way. And now this is your opportunity to transcend this. But you have to call judgment. You have to make a decision about this and not go backwards once we do, because it seems like this is really going to help you like move through quickly out of this situation. It seems too like this is not the first cycle you've had with this. Have we repeated this enough to be like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to like replay the movie over again. Or maybe we're not tired of watching it yet and we want to go through it again. It all depends on you, and there's no judgment, there's no right or wrong here. It's just about what you're willing to do within this situation, and whatever you want most is going to be what you get within this. So if you're ready to complete, I'm hearing this transaction, this cycle, then you have an out right now. But if you're not ready to complete it, you're going to go through it again, is what I'm seeing. So this is you asking yourself, do I want to integrate this into my life again? This temptation. I'm getting it again. This is not something that is going to end in a way where this is going to bring more baggage to the heart chakra, is what I'm seeing. It's going to weigh heavily on you. And I don't know why that is exactly. I don't know like what implications are involved in this choice of whatever the Devil and the Knight of Wands is, but it seems like something that feels very highly addictive, something that feels very, very attractive, something that it's a very, very strong force that is pulling you towards it. But I'm seeing right now, it's like before you immerse yourself in this, it seems like you're having this space, kind of like the calm before the storm, to figure out, do I want to do this again, or do I want an out? Do I want to get out of this situation? And as I said before, you have the opportunity to segue out of this right now. And it seems like if you make that choice, you're going to get very, very far away from whatever this is, and you are not going to immerse yourself within this repeat cycle. It's all about what you are willing to do, what you are willing to happen. This looks like very familiar territory to me. So I'm looking at Scorpio, Mercury, Virgo, Capricorn, Jupiter, Pluto. Yeah, if there has been like some sort of stability or ideal situation or goal that you've been working towards and feel like you're blocked, it seems like it's also because of this situation or whatever this is, or that this would or has been getting in the way of this. Or if you've gotten away from this situation and built something that you want, it seems like if you get sucked back in, like if you allow yourself to merge back with this situation, it seems like it's going to affect something that you've been building that's important to you. Something related to the Ten of Pentacles. I will say this too. I'm seeing you be aware that this is a situation that definitely like tempts the shadow. There's a higher path that you can choose. But it would mean actively rejecting whatever cycle this is. Seems like this can also, by you making the decision to reject whatever that is, it seems like it's going to help you heal. I'm hearing clear very strongly, something on the emotional front for you. This can be something related to like feminine energy, motherly energy within your life. I'm hearing something about approval. It seems also like on the emotional front, there's been a lot of healing, a lot of self-work that you've been doing, a lot of shadow work that you've been doing, like inner child work, things like this. So it just looks like to me there has been such immense growth on the other side of what this is. Especially when it comes to not doing things that later on we end up regretting. I'm seeing this be a very, very big thing. Because this may have been something where, and it doesn't have to be a solo incident. This can be like multiple choices that we were making that was feeding something that we didn't want to give into. And living in a space where it's like, oh, I'm so impulsive, like I always give in to this, or like I know that this isn't good for me and I still get involved with it anyway just because it's hard to resist. And constantly like living within different cycles, different states of being like, I'm doing it even though I know it's not good for me, or I shouldn't do it, whatever it is. And it's like there's such a big change, there's such a big like difference, a leap that you've taken to not be within those cycles anymore, I'm seeing. And this may also be something that you're voicing, like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't get involved with this because I know I'm going to end up regretting it, or I know it isn't in my best interest for me to be doing, or I know it's not in alignment with me. It seems like something needs to be said about, like, maybe how you would be feeling after the fact if this were something that you got involved with, like maybe even the effect that this would have on you. Because I'm not seeing something that you would feel, like, necessarily positively about. And this can be like feelings that you would have that are connected with like guilt, shame, stuff like that, regret, sadness, grief, loss. And it seems like you've also gotten more familiar too with like what types of decisions bring that into your life. Like what types of decisions, situations, behaviors attract those feelings into your life. And now we turn around to talk about what we do want rather than what we don't want. Because it seems like we recognize we don't want this situation any longer. So what is the opposite of that, and how can we reach towards it? How can we open ourselves up to invite that into our lives? I'm seeing a lot about what's going on emotionally for you, what you're investing in. Are we investing in things that later on we're going to regret having invested in, or are we investing in the things that we want and the seeds that we will be very happy to reap? I'm hearing the benefit of. Allowing us to also feel confident. Confident not only in what we're saying, but also what we're feeling, how we're showing up for ourselves, and knowing that we are making an active approach to cultivate what it is that we do want into our lives. And now this calls for us to make the choice. What do we want to do with this opportunity? Do we want to re-involve ourselves, or do we want to create something different? It's interesting too, because I'm seeing this go back to the focus of the Magician. It's like you have all of the power, you have all of the control within this situation, whether or not you get like re-involved, reintegrated with that cycle, or whether or not you move away from it actively. What choice are you going to make here with what this is that you are being handed? If you decide not to get involved again in this cycle, I'm seeing that like you may be going through a period of... So it's like this. Sometimes as we grow, as we change, as we molt, all of that stuff, there may be people, situations, habits that we take a stand against and are like, I'm not going to get involved in that anymore. I'm not going to do that anymore. This is something that I won't be participating in anymore. And even though we know that it's in our best interest to be making this choice, there is still a grieving process that we may be going through because we're not going to be involved in that anymore, and that is okay. And it seems like this is something that may be happening, like maybe this is going to change the dynamic between you and another person. Maybe this is going to change the dynamic between you and something. And so releasing like what that was in the past that we had been holding on to, and holding on to what this is within the present, what that looks like for you now. It seems like there is going to be a letting go, a clearing out that's happening, a release that is happening, that is allowing us to be like, this isn't mine anymore, this isn't for me anymore, and really letting all of this go. Because you have the choice. You can either reach out and grab this, or you can walk in the opposite direction. And that's where I'm seeing you stand, like posed with that. So I'm looking at Aquarius, and I'm looking at the sun in this spread. Okay, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.